Look at that strut. That strut. He got a walk, don't he? Ken!
Good morning, brother.
Morning.
Good to see you, Andy.
You ready?
I am ready. You ready?
So, we fished yesterday.
Okay.
We got this hopefully special place. Fishing wasn't great, but it was good.
Okay.
Boat's already there, so we got two things. One, we hope my boat's still there. Two, we hope no snakes is in that boat. Because if they are, and you dealing with the snakes, let's roll.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's go.
Hey, I'm Andy Montgomery, and we got a great show for you today. I got my buddy Ken Eubanks. We got him out of the office. Lou's Strike King's on Ken Eubanks, and we took him out of the office for a day. He might be behind, but we're gonna take him out on this little lake, hopefully catch a lot of bass on a thunder cricket. I'm gonna hold him back. I'm not gonna let him pick that big jig up. I know Ken likes a jig, he likes to crank. We're going thunder cricket fishing in Lowcountry of South Carolina. Fall's kind of lifting, it's cool. We're ready to go. Man, I'm pumped up. Oh! I'm good at jerking over your head. I got two fake teeth, so I understand the pain.
There it is.
Big one?
Nope.
I'm still ready to catch me one on a thunder cricket, and I watch Ken's rod bend over again. Nobody's got it. Got him?
I got him.
Oh, you throwed it a mile, didn't you?
Did.
Look here, when you edit this footage, just make sure it looks like I caught as many as Ken.
When you're talking about these little things.
Well, we gonna have to do what we got to do, Ken, now. It's like I told them boys, we can make a 3-pounder look like a 4-pounder on camera. You can't do that when you throw him on the scales at a tournament weigh-in. Actually, it's my signature series rod that I let Ken use. But I see Ken, rod bend over again. There you go. Come on with it. Boat flipping. You got plenty.
There's a little better.
That's fat too.
Yeah. You choked that one.
Look, yeah, here, let me show something. Check this out. This is what separates the thunder cricket from all the other bladed jigs, is the hookup ratio. So, they're not gonna bite the thunder cricket any more than they bite any other jig on the market, right? But what we did was we wanted to make sure you'd hook them, get a better hookup. So you're gonna catch more, not because they bite more, it's just because you're gonna get a better hookup on them. I'll let your fish go, is that all right?
You're good.
And then I'm gonna explain this. So here's the deal. So one of the inherent problems with a bladed jig was the blade would get in the way of the hook. So you would miss a lot of fish when they ate it. You set the hook, the blade would open, and it would basically kick the hook away from the fish's mouth. So how you solve that? Number one, you get the point of the hook away from the blade. That's the best part. Now, how we got ours attached to the head, and I ain't gonna take credit for this, this was just kind of an unintended good consequence, is ours is on a pivot head. It does not change the action of the bait any at all. But when I set the hook, or in this case, when Ken sets the hook, y'all notice I had to take his fish to explain how this worked, because I've been trying to catch a good fish so I could explain it. But anyway, I stole Ken's fish and explained it. When we set the hook now, not only does the blade away from the hook point a good distance already, this pivot point where it connects to the head pulls it even further away from the hook. And that's going to increase your hookup ratio tremendously, which in turn is going to catch you more fish again. And then you got nothing but that big, beautiful, juicy hook to let your buddies catch them, and then you turn to the camera and explain why your buddy caught him. Let's go back and catch another one.
When the pandemic hit in March, or kind of February, late February, early March, you know, business, I think our industry in total, kind of like the rest of the world, everything kind of stopped turning for a while. You know, it was about a 4 or 5 weeks, maybe 6 week span there that things slowed down. People weren't sure what to do as the shelter in place started hitting our country. But I will tell you, my friend, about the end of April, about the end of April, beginning of May, it just exploded.
People figured out we can fish.
Yeah, social distancing, you know, it was a great way for people to get out, spend time in community. They started getting out on the local ponds, local lakes. You know, we sit here today and estimates have been anywhere between 8 to 10 million new anglers have entered our industry, you know, kind of over the last, you know, 5 or 6 months.
Wow.
Tremendous amounts of kids with sports being canceled, you know, missing all of the spring sports, summer sports. A lot of kids been participating. It's been an amazing, amazing thing for our industry.
I mean, it was bad for the whole country for sure.
Yep.
But if we look for a positive, and you got to look for a positive in every negative situation, it made a lot more parents, grandparents, whatever, take their kids fishing because that's something they could do.
That's right.
Find a farm pond. Now, these farm pond owners, they may see it different because they've been people knocking on the door wanting to go. There you go. They had extra permission requests to go fishing, right?
That's exactly right.
But that is one positive that came out of this whole pandemic mess is
people started spending more time together outside.
And the good thing about fishing, 8 or 10 million new people fishing, I mean, what's your guess? 5 or 6 million of those will still be fishing 5 years from now.
I think so as well. I do. I think so as well. The interesting thing that's been, you know, seen during this pandemic, but also just as of the last few years, there's a definitive.
You got another one?
No.
Go ahead with it.
There's been that younger generation, we were talking about the high school kids getting into the sport.
Right.
And they're coming in avid.
Yeah.
They're coming in strong and loving the sport.
High school coaches might not like it because when high school sports around here have started back up, some of them kids that did play may say, hey, I'm going to do this high school fishing gig instead of play.
That's exactly right.
And I wish, because we both played high school sports, right?
Yep.
I kind of wish we could have a high school coach that if they backlashed a reel or something, make them get on the line or make them swim.
Make them do something,
I mean, I'm serious.
some type of punishment for them.
I don't know about you, but the discipline that sports taught me and the extreme discipline that some of my coaches demanded, it's been a big part of my life and who I am. So maybe I'll be the first high school coach when he gets a backlash. I'm
They're going to be running laps or swimming.
Again. If he does it again, I'm going to make him swim to the bank and back.
Drop and do push-ups on the bow of the boat.
Check the grade, which I do think some of them, I know it, they do have to maintain a certain grade level before they can participate in the tournament. So that was another thing we always had to do as athletes, which is good in the fishing industry.
That's right.
I want to be able to make them get on the line. Suicide. They need to know what a suicide is. Bear crawl. Maybe they need to bear crawl.
I got into the sport. I don't remember a time where I wasn't fishing. I was fortunate to have a granddaddy that when I was about 4, started me in the sport, taking me to any local pond in the upstate of South Carolina. And I have been chasing these things ever since.
My story is pretty much the same, granddaddy and daddy. Ow!
Got another?
Now that was a cool bite. I didn't have no trouble waiting on that one.
I'm gonna put my rod down. I'm hooked on the rod.
So that one, I'm winding and the thunder quits thundering and starts going to the side. And I said, hey, we just talking about our granddaddies. Granddaddy's probably jerk when his line goes to the side, right? My earliest memories, I can remember going with my daddy and grandpa. Sometimes the places like this,
Yep.
I had a push button with a grub.
There you go.
Just a little twisty tail, just catching whatever.
Whatever would bite.
You gotta have a place to put in there. You got him a good one. Oh. Yeah, this is the point. I take your rod and tell these people, but no, you ain't getting my rod, get back. Because here's the deal, what if he catches one while I'm talking? So I'm gonna put this right in between my legs so I know he can't fish. I will let him let his fish go. Here, you let your fish go while I talk. How about that? If y'all notice, and y'all probably have unless you've been asleep or went to the refrigerator, Ken has caught, I'm trying to get my rod now.
Trying to get out of your way.
So y'all notice how many fish he's caught, but Ken has been using my thunder stick rod. It was basically designed for a bladed jig. It's the one I designed. It's the new Team Lou Signature Series thunder stick. All right, so what makes a good thunder cricket rod? He probably could tell you since he caught so many. But, so on my skipping jig rod, I call it an 80-20 rod, where the tip, the last 20% of the tip has a lot of flex. It has a lot of tip. That way it shoots that jig under wherever I'm trying to get to, but it has 80% backbone, so a ton of backbone to be able to get that fish out. Now, on a bladed jig, or even for that matter, a spinner bait, a buzz bait, I want a little more tip. Why? Because I'm fishing this bait on a tight line. A jig, a fish is gonna bite it on a slack line. I don't need that give to let the fish get the bait. He's already gonna have it, so I can just set the hook. I need the backbone to get him out. Like I said, thunder cricket, spinner bait, buzz bait, you're gonna be fishing it on a tight line, so when that fish bites, you need a little more give to let that fish actually eat the bait. If we're fishing a crankbait, we use soft rods, really soft rods, and we can do that, and we do that to let the fish eat the bait, but we got little bitty treble hooks, right? So it's not that hard to get the treble hooks through the fish. When we're using a buzz bait, spinner bait, thunder cricket, we got a bigger hook, so we got to try to find that balance. We need that stiffness, but we also need that give to let that fish get the bait deep in his mouth, get a good hook in him, and as you've seen today, it's pretty evident that the man that's got this rod in his hand has put quite a few of them in their boat. So the ultimate setup for a thunder cricket, the bait, as we've talked about, getting the blade away from the hook's gonna hook more. Plus, when you pair it to the right rod that allows that fish to get the bait even more, you put a lot of them in the boat like Ken has today. I'm still standing on this other rod so he can't get it and he can't catch one while I'm talking. Watch this. This is kind of cruel, but I'm gonna do it. I took his bug off. Here you go. You gotta put you another bug on. I might catch one while he's doing that.
Grew up playing baseball, football, golf, tennis, you name it. And I was a fairly decent athlete, but all I wanted to ever do was run around and chase fish.
Yeah, what if they would have had high school fishing back then?
We didn't have it in those days.
There probably wouldn't been no baseball and basketball for me.
Very true.
We got beat in the state playoffs my senior year, and we was a pretty good team.
Baseball?
Yeah, and so we got beat, and your athletic career's over, senior year, right? And I'm up on the hill, all the players are down there crying, some of them's crying, hugging and all that, and Mama asked me, I remember this, I'd played sports my whole life, I was a little bit burnt out, and she said, you not sad, you don't want to go there? I said, Mama, them boys don't know how many fish they are to catch. That's a true story. I told her that.
You knew then what you were doing.
Right. But now, I mean, we'd give anything to play one more game of whatever.
Very true. Very true.
I wasn't, I mean, yeah, I was sad we got beat in the playoffs, but I knew I was fixing to fish every day. or every day I could. Hey, get the camera. I got one.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, lie about that, Buck. You might catch the most of them, Buck, but I'm gonna catch the biggest for the end of the day, though. Uh-huh.
Very nice.
Get you some of that. I had him hooked good. That's all I can talk about. Because I done used Ken's fish to explain everything else. So I just had to catch mine, turn him right back loose. Both of us grew up loving fishing, and look at this long cast with the hyper mag. Fishing is in our blood, not talking. Which is why we both work in the industry, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
I was able to make it as a professional fisherman, but Ken was able to stay in the industry and work in the industry. Which that's cool about the high school, and even people we got work for us at Lewis and Strike King, they were high school fishermen and college fishermen that, you know, maybe didn't fish professionally, but they was able to transfer that into a job in the industry.
Yeah,
so they still get to work around the business.
That was me. I spent a lot of years in finance and accounting. And fortunate enough, I had an opportunity to put the two together. And get back in the, I'll say get back, but get in the industry in a more professional manner. It's been about 15 years ago now.
Yeah. He's running now. There you go. That's a better one.
A little bit better.
A little bit better. We're gonna catch us a giant here in a minute.
I agree with you.
I done changed colors. He kicked my butt on a black and blue with a raised bug on it. He probably needed a new raised bug, but I didn't even give him one. I noticed his was tore to pieces. I done changed colors. I'm fixing to change trailers too. I've caught a blue million on the blade minnow. But it don't matter how many blue millions I've caught in days past. When you're getting your butt kicked on a raised bug, you get in the box and get you a raised bug. Look, 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 look. This joker won't even let me change baits. Jeez.
You back there talking?
Good job, Kenny.
So today was, for me, it was a special day. It was a great opportunity to, you know, just spend that time on the water with friends, to have that opportunity to learn from him.
Oh, looky here, boys, I got one.
Compete with him as well, as we've talked about. It was our first opportunity together on the body of water, and I would say we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it was my first opportunity to fish with Ken. I knew Ken fished, but I think today showed a lot of why Strike King and Lewis is so successful. Ken caught 2 in the 3 minutes we was talking about it, and looky here. This cat's got another one. From the top down, we have a lot of fishermen in our company. Fishermen that make business decisions that also understand fishing and actually catching fish. We have some really, really good fishermen running this company, making the business decisions on the company, and that helps. When I pick up the phone and I call you, or I call Rocky, or I call Charles, or any of these guys that work for us that design baits, they also know how to use the baits, and they know fishing. They fish. That's one of the biggest reasons that I think Lewis and Strike King are so successful. What separates Lewis and Strike King from a lot of other companies in the industry? There he is. A little better, not much. Ken caught the most fish, I caught the biggest fish. Who won? Well, I'm gonna tell you in my heart, I know who won. I know, right? I seen it. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say this was a big fish tournament. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, this was, before we went out, we mutually decided the one biggest fish was the one that was gonna be cleared. He's laughing so hard because he don't believe that. And y'all see the one I catch at the end of the show? He still don't know how big that joker is. Hey, what's it? That was a giant to close the show on. And I want to make sure we hurry up and close the show before Ken catches another one. I wanted to catch the fish to close the show on, right? He's having to turn his back. He's laughing so hard. But what a good day on the water. A good morning. A good morning. We hadn't been out here all day on the water with my buddy Ken, and he flat caught him today. He put it on me. We didn't catch any giants. But the place we came, we caught what was here, and it was fun day. Caught them all on a thunder cricket. We resisted the temptation to take out a cutter worm, a ocho, Texas rig raised bug. We kept going by these places, and Ken would say, "Man, I want to drop a big jig right there." So yeah, it's fun catching them on that thunder cricket, right?
So it was a lot of fun.
Great day on the water. We're done, and Ken's not gonna watch the show. Nobody tell him how big that one was that I just caught. True 5 pounder.